Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fight fans around the world. I am Robert Huddleston, coming to you from Huddlestone's Hideaway Bed and Breakfast, and this is the golden age of combat sports. We are here to discuss UFC 243. This weekend, Robert Whittaker will defend his title against Israel Adesanya, who also has a title. Let's take a step back. Anderson Silva ran the 185-pound division for years, and then a gentleman named Chris Weidman came along and legitimately beat him. Chris had a good run until Luke Rockhold came along and beat him. Michael Bisping came along on 11 days' notice and knocked Luke Rockhold out. Then George St. Pierre came out of retirement, returned to 185 from his 170 weight class, and beat Michael Bisping, then promptly retired, leaving no official holder for the 185-pound belt. So there was a fight between Robert Whittaker and Yoel Romero. And Rob Whittaker won that fight, but it was such a good performance by both men, especially Yoel, that he got an immediate rematch, which Rob won again. It took him a year to recover from the injuries sustained in the Yoel Romero fight. And when he was about to make his title defense against Israel Adesanya, he had an obstructed bowel and twisted colon, which caused him to go into emergency surgery the day of the fight. Several weeks later, Israel Adesanya won an interim belt against Kelvin Gastelum. And tomorrow night, they meet in Melbourne to what is slated to be the biggest fight ever at 56,000 tickets sold. Now, what makes that interesting is Rob is from New Zealand, but fights out of Australia. And Izzy is born in Nigeria, but fights out of New Zealand. So this is the biggest fight of all time, the undisputed middleweight championship, the Pan-Oceanic Championship, and what several big MMA heads like Schaub and Chael are saying is going to determine the best fighter on the planet. It's certainly going to decide a member of the top five. I personally think Rob is top 3 already. But this is going to be a very interesting fight. Today, Izzy weighed in. I read on Twitter. He hadn't weighed in. He was telling his weight at 183.5. Now, that's a pound and a half under the 85-pound middleweight championship limit. That means he's walking around at sub 185. And just a few weeks ago, Rob Whittaker reported that he was 211. So, Rob being 6 foot and I believe having a 75-inch reach, Izzy being 6'4" and having an 80-inch reach, Rob may well be the bigger, stronger guy despite the smaller frame. I think Rob takes it. A lot of people are picking Izzy because of his striking acumen, his resume from K1 and Glory, and I don't think that translates as much as you think. Kelvin boxed him up, and Kelvin's not nearly the talented striker that Rob is. Doesn't nearly have the amount of tools. Virtually no kicks, no knees. Good wrestler, but probably doesn't use it any more than Rob will use it. I believe Rob is the better grappler in the clinch, against the cage, on the ground, on top, on bottom. I think it'll be decided striking. They both say they're going to strike. I've just never been that impressed with Israel Adesanya. I don't think he didn't blow me away against Anderson. They could have gave that fight to Kelvin. He got all but beat up. He tooled Derek Brunson around several fights ago, but Derek ran in like he didn't know what he was doing. I really think, hey, it'll be a great fight. Israel Adesanya can win this fight. He's a very talented guy, very long for the division. I think Rob is the better fighter. I think he wins every round. I have to jump around here. People are already calling that Izzy's going to win this, and when he wins it, he's going to call out John Jones. I think this is a non-starter. I don't think Izzy wins this fight. I really don't. If he wins this fight, he should not call out John Jones. He should not try to jump weight classes. He should not pick a fight with John Jones. They're both 6'4". John has an 84-inch reach. Izzy has an 80-inch reach. John is just a man and a half bigger than him. Izzy's walking around at less than 185. John could never make 185. John couldn't make 195 if they had a 195. He could easily fight at 225. And Izzy would have to pump iron and eat like a horse to make 200. He didn't make 185. He made 185. Let me rephrase. He did not make weight. He did not weigh in. He weighed in below the limit. Hey, maybe his speed, maybe his endurance, maybe his timing, maybe he's really sharp. When guys do that, Stipe did that recently. I think, okay, they've trained themselves into that lean zone, and I never have a problem with that. But I don't think Rob's going to come in out of shape or not lean. But I know a few weeks ago he said he was 211 and 6 foot. That's a big dude. It's going to be really interesting. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Tell me about it down in the comments. I think Rob takes this one. Didn't talk about it much. I think Dan Hooker, I like him. I think Al Iaquinta beats him up. I don't think anybody gave credit to Al Iaquinta. He did better than Conor and Dustin Poirier against Khabib. I didn't give Al Iaquinta credit. I think he beats Dan Hooker up. Yeah, I can't wait for the fight. Can't pick against Rob. Can't pick against the handsome Rob. So tell me what you think down in the comments. Subscribe, like, share. Have a great weekend. Behave, be brave.